Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Finance O'Clock. It's another edition on a beautiful Thursday, and I'm so excited to have you right here in the room. If you can see me and you can hear me, I would like you to put a comment. Let me know where you're joining us from, your name, your location, and we're going to start any moment from now. Our special guest for tonight is ready, is behind in the backstage, waiting to unleash all of the knowledge and experience that he has on the subject matter tonight. Please share this link on your Facebook page, on your WhatsApp status. Let's get people to join us. Tonight is the night where we're going to learn how to make money via the agri sector. I can't see any comments yet. Type in the comment section your name and where you're joining us from. This is Finance O'Clock. Type your name, your location, where you're joining us from. Ogenevo, good to have you. Where are you joining us from? Please put in the chat box your location. Our special guest is behind, is waiting. He wants to see that you guys are ready. So I need at least 5 of us to show up before we get started. Your name, your location, where you're joining us from. Oganevo from London, beautiful, beautiful. Thanks for joining us tonight. This is Finance O'Clock. Tonight we're going to be learning from our special guest how we can make money via agri business without touching the soil. He's right here in the room. He's just waiting on me to bring him on the show. I'm going to do that very, very shortly. One more person and then one more person on 1 minute, whichever comes first. So who else is here? Please, your name, your location in the chat box. I'd like to know where you're joining us from. Okay, so we have the 5th person in the room. I'm going to bring it up on stage. One dynamic individual that I've known for about 6 years now, or even more. I first found his thoughts or his article or Smart Big Camp. This was somewhat in 2016 or 2017. And since then, I've seen him, put out a lot of message, a lot of ideas, a lot of experience when it comes to the agri sector. This is someone that doesn't just talk agri, he does it. Like agri is his bread and butter. I'm not going to talk so much. I'm going to bring him up. He's going to come and share with his own mouth who he is, what he is, and why I should be listening to him. All right, so I would have said with a standing ovation, but you guys are in your house, so don't worry. You can just clap. All right, so Dennis, Tsekohol, good evening. So beautiful to have you here this Thursday night. Thank you for obliging my request to come and share with the people of Money Lessons how we can become a millionaire via agri business without touching the soil. But before we go into the subject matter for tonight, Tsekohol, Dennis, please tell us about you. You call yourself the billionaire farmer. How did you even come about this billionaire farmer name? Tell us about you, why we should be listening to you tonight, and we hit the ground running.
Okay, good evening. I don't know if you can hear me. Thanks everyone for joining today. My name is Denison. Tsekohol. I'm from Benue State. You can call me Billionaire Farmer. So how I came about the name Billionaire Farmer is because I was born into farming. Aside of that, I read accounting in school, but while I was in school, I developed love for agriculture. So my parents are farmers. So as a Benue person, once you're born in Benue, you're a farmer by birth. So I've been a farmer by birth, but around 2016 was when I saw that, okay, I can pursue a full career in agriculture. So that was when I started pursuing agriculture as a business. So that is all of me and myself. So I'm married, of course, I have 2 kids, and just like the speaker have also mentioned, we met on social media, and for a very long time, I didn't even know he knew me. It was recent that we met offline that he was telling me, started following for many years ago. So it's nice to be here today because we'll be discussing something that I love and something that I practice 247. So I believe that God have designed this day for us to learn. One or two persons should go back here and become millionaires in agriculture without touching the soil.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Emphasis on without touching the soil. So,
Yeah.
guys, this is not um a theoretician or would I say motivational speaker I've brought our way this evening. This is somebody that has about 10 years of experience in the agri sector. So I'm going to be asking him some questions. Yeah, I have about 10 questions I'm going to be throwing to Tsekohol tonight. And he's going to provide the answers to each of them one step at a time. But if in the course of this session you have questions, feel free to put them in the comment section. I'm going to take as much as I can as the session goes on. Maybe if it flows with the message, then I could just bring it up and ask him, or we'll take the questions at the end, whichever comes in. But if you're just joining us now, this is Finance O'Clock. This is a show, a finance show that we have right here on this YouTube channel every Thursday, right? If it doesn't happen next Thursday, that means maybe rapture took place because there's already somebody scheduled for next Thursday and the Thursday after the next Thursday. So it's going to be back to back learning about how to improve your finances. All right. So tonight I have inside called Dennis, is also known as Billionaire Farmer. He's going to be sharing with us how you can make money via agri business without touching the soil. So if this is your first time on Money Lessons YouTube channel, please like this video. You can share your WhatsApp status. You can subscribe so that you don't miss out from other sessions that are going to come your way. All right. So also, if you're just joining us, your name and your location in the comment section. We have Oganevo from London. We have Blessing from Nasarawa State. We have Chukwu from Abia State. We have Joshua from Port Harcourt. Don't be shy. Your name and your location in the chat box. Maybe I'm going to give a gift to somebody tonight. I don't know. All right.
Sure.
So first question for you, Dennis.
Yes.
So many people have heard about agriculture and they think that anybody that associates with agriculture is poor. This is the reason why many people that haven't go to school do not end up that went to school to study agriculture do not end up practicing agriculture. What do you have
Yeah.
to say about this notion that people have when it comes to agri?
Okay, so first thing first, I think one of the major things we have to look out for when you're looking at agriculture is that the first thing is we get to understand agriculture from our parents. So agriculture is not just something that we went to school to study per se. Unlike other courses, say medicine, law, you have to go to school to study. But many of us watching here today and who we watch after here today, most likely your parents we are farmer, not like on a commercial scale, but they had a small farm they were running. So you had the fair knowledge. You had chicken in your house, you have goat at home, maybe your parents had a small yam farm or cassava farm. So it's like a way of life for us. Now, but when you want to see agriculture as a business, that is where many people are not looking out for. Many people are only seeing agriculture the way our parents were doing. So before I made a statement here, I shared that I was born into farming. My parents are farmers. So if you look at me, I'm 31 years now. July 16, I'll be 31. I'm 30. July 16, I'll be 31. So now, I'm telling you that even though I was born into farming, I started practicing agriculture as a business in 2016. So by 2016, I saw that look, this thing is not just the way my dad was doing. Because when I sat down, I saw what my dad was doing, the stress they were going through, going to the farm from 6 to 6. I didn't love that. So when I went to school, I said, let me read accounting so that because with accounting, I can just sit in the office where there's AC. I will not be stressing the way my dad is stressing in the farm. So that was the idea. Do you get? But while I was in school, I saw this guy who was doing poultry farming in the compound I was staying in. So within 4 to 5 to 6 weeks, this guy will make like 60,000, 100,000. In 2016, 100,000 was still big money. So this guy could make 100,000, 40,000 within 6 weeks. I was like, some people are receiving 30,000 in 4 weeks as salary. Meanwhile, this guy is making 100K with less than 100 chicken as at that time, or less than 300 chicken. So I say, okay, maybe I should also do this kind of farming. Because another thing we have to also accept is that we don't have jobs in Nigeria. We have a lot of people who study accounting just as I did, and they don't have a job. They are still looking for where to get a job. And some of them, when they see a job, is 15,000. That time, they will be teaching in one secondary school and they are being paid 15,000, 20,000. I say, no, I don't like that kind of life too. So I say, okay, how can I do this as a business? So poultry farm came in. So I saw that I can actually do poultry farming without staying under the sun for sun to hit me morning till night. And by doing that, I will make money. So that was when I started practicing agriculture as a business. So if you check from 2016 to this level, you will see that I've been doing it for a long time, right? I've been doing it for a long time. So first thing first, we have to understand something here. Agriculture, the way it is being done in your village is not the way agriculture is supposed to be done. Agriculture is a global business. So you have to look at how the other countries, first world countries, are practicing agriculture. Compare your own agriculture to that one. That is how we're supposed to be operating. So if I'm operating agriculture in Africa by using cutlass, by using hoe, by using what is it called, scissors to cut, those ones, I'm stressing myself. It's not business that I'm doing. But when I now see that, okay, but I have to take this in. When I now see that this thing can be a business, and I saw that, bro, I have to change the way my dad was doing. And I went to do poultry farming. So when I started doing poultry farming, in fact, I didn't even have money to start this poultry farming. So when I was done with schooling, as at that time I was doing my national diploma in accounting. I came back and I met my my uncle's wife, and I told her that, look, I want us to do agriculture together. She was like, no, you are, the way I see you, one, you are a football fan. Remember those days when we used to watch Arsenal football? I'm an Arsenal fan. He said, you are a football fan. You go and be watching football. The chicken will die. So I said, no, I'll repent. I will take care of the chicken. So my uncle's wife trusted me with 70,000. Someone type it in the comment section, 70,000. That was what I started my business with, 70,000 in 2017. Or let me say 2016 ending. Type it in the comment section, let me see, 70,000. So when she gave me the 70,000, I called the carpenter, showed the guy the kind of cage I wanted to construct for us. I bought small zinc, we did the construction, and I started this poultry business. So when we did the first cycle, the level of profit this woman saw, she was like, we can actually do this thing big. Because she saw she was a teacher, you get. She was teaching in one primary school. So if you're in Benue State, or let me say you're from Benue State, primary school teachers are not being paid. So she was teaching. Now she compared what we got from farming with what she's earning her salary. She was like, let's invest big. So we moved to 100, 200, 300, and that was how the farm or the business grew. So now when you look at agriculture, don't be looking at agriculture the way you're seeing it in your village. 70,000, someone is saying that is $70,000. Yeah, of course, that time the money was reasonable, and we did a lot with that 70,000 naira. I still have my receipt of that 2017. I still have them. All my record are still with me. So we did very well. So first thing that I want you to leave tonight with is that agriculture is a global business. And for you to rank agriculture, whether it's a profitable business or not, check the way it is being done in first world countries. In UK, for example, how are farmers there? Are they poor? Are they putting on rag, going to the farm? What are they using? Are they using cutlass? When you see what they are doing, then you can look at it and say, okay, this is how agriculture should be. Now, without wasting much of our time, we are looking at, let me say the topic of today is, how can you make money from agriculture without even touching the soil? I believe that is what many of us here are. So I just gave you one line of business you can do in agriculture. And when we say without touching the soil, we are not saying if you're doing poultry farming, you're not touching the soil. You're still touching the soil. What we mean by not touching the soil is that you have leave primary production. So touching the soil means primary production. So what we are discussing tonight is we are leaving primary production down. We consider that to be the soil. Then we are looking at primary processing, we are looking at distribution, we are looking at trading, we are looking at storage. These are other ways that will be breaking down for you to see that in those areas you can make money from agriculture.
Thank you, Dennis. That was a very beautiful response to that question. So, Dennis has said that the reason why many of us see agri as something that is not worthwhile is because of how our parents did it. Our parents were born into farming, so they didn't look at farming from the business perspective.
Yeah.
Tsekohol has said that agriculture is a global business, and it's very correct. Do you know that Ukraine, despite the fact that they're in war with Russia, they exported, the highest amount of, is it wheat or sorghum, one of those crops,
Yeah, wheat.
wheat around the world, despite the fact that they are in war. I mean, they are farming. That
Mm.
means that that is a big business that cannot shut down because of war. So, guys, agribusiness is not for poor people. It's not
Mm.
for people that don't have anything else to do with their time. People always look at agric as the worst thing, the lowest point any man can
So
come
let
to
me
in
let me
life.
let me let me add this. Let me add this.
Go
I
ahead.
want us to live here with these simple lines. Agriculture is a value chain, not a farm. Agriculture is a value chain, not a farm. So if you are looking at agriculture, what normally comes to our mind is farm. Farm is only another part in the value chain. Is when we say a chain, many things are connected. So farming is just part of the chain. So agriculture is a value chain. It's something that is very vast. When we are looking at agriculture, that is why recently you see people, we have some people that call themselves content creators, agricultural content creators. They are also into agri. That is what they are doing. It's also a business. We have some people who are into, as I speak with you now, they are tractors in first world countries, Ukraine, UK, that don't need a human being to drive them. No. So the people who are producing those trucks are also into agriculture. They design the truck such that you can sit, stand with your phone, push an app, the tractor will plow all the land, do all the planting. You push up, it will drive back to where you are. So agriculture is a chain, not farming.
Thank you for that response. Now, talking about mindset, because I see that the reason why a lot of people stay away from agri is because they have, the wrong mindsets as regards it, thinking that agri is only farming. But now you've said that it's a value chain. But there are also some set of individuals that see agri as risky, right? In fact, some people have actually gone into poultry, like you mentioned, and they lost their money, millions of naira. So, what would you advise for somebody that wants to get into farming? How can they reduce this risk that is common to almost every area of agriculture, such that they do not make losses but actually make consistent profits?
Okay, thank you so much for this question, because the question is like, I let me just I don't mind. Let me just break a few about myself. So I can say in Africa, or let me say in Nigeria, I've been one among the few persons who have experienced what is called losses in agriculture. I've lost over 800 million in agriculture. In 5 years ago, that was in 2021, 500 million. And you, my host here, you know a bit about this. So many people, for the sake of people who are viewing, they might not have an idea of who I am and what happened those days. So this is me saying how to enter into agriculture so you don't lose your money. So when I started this agriculture, because agriculture, remember I say, is a value chain. So we have a financial aspect to agriculture. So when I invested in agriculture, I started with farming. I have thorough knowledge on farming. As I speak with you, I always tell myself there is nothing in poultry farming that I don't know, because I've done poultry farming for 10 good years, every day, back to back. But there was one area that I missed. And because of this area, I lost a lot of money. I had a lot of issues with a lot of people. I went to prison. I was dragged on social media as a fraudster. And the whole thing was just one single challenge: lack of knowledge. Because the knowledge I had was the knowledge for primary production, which is another area around the value chain. So I needed knowledge on how to manage money, which I did not have as at that time, which I am also learning. Remember the last time we met in Abuja, I was telling you that one of the reasons why I want to sign up for your inner cycle is because I want to understand money. I have known everything about farming now, but when it comes to money, I don't understand. Now, this is where many people get it wrong, because they feel I have money, I can go into agriculture. So they can go to their village and buy maybe 10 hectares of farmland. They will build the farm, they will stock a lot of chicken in that farm, and at the end of the day, they will lose the money. So guess what? The next thing they will say, agriculture is too risky. Agriculture is not profitable. Then I will not invest into agriculture again. I prefer something that will just give me quick money. It was because at the starting, you have the wrong mindset. I also had it. You can do everything well in agriculture and still fail if one mistake is being done. Now, your birds are not going to take care of themselves. If you invest in poultry farming, for example, and they die, it's not their fault. It's lack of knowledge from your end. When my farm failed and flood came, wiped my farm, I lost all my birds, all my pigs died from African swine fever. If you check, yes, flood was there. But was flood the only challenge? No, lack of knowledge was there. Because if I had knowledge, I would have prepared ahead of time against flooding. I would have prepared ahead of time against a death of my birds. I would have prepared ahead of time due to the kind of funding that was coming into my business. The preparation was not done, and when small, let me say, small east wind, how do we even put it now? Small east west wind came and hit on the investment. It failed. The Bible made it clear for us that if you build on a faulty foundation, any small thing will make the house to fail. It's not the fault of the house. You, the owner of the house, you don't have the knowledge. The fault is from you. You have to honestly accept that it's from you. Then you correct it by yourself so you can make money. Now, there is no sector in the world, no business in the world that is not risky. There is none. I don't know anyone. If I know that, I will invest my money into it. That is the reason why when my farm failed, I faced a lot of challenge, but I remain in agriculture because I knew it's not because agriculture is not profitable or it's too risky. I am too ignorant. My boss is here from Asansi. I am too ignorant. It's not agriculture that is too risky. Because if you're not ignorant, you know the area in which you will play in, and you will perfect that area. Make sure you prepare for the bad days, everything. See, for example, now let's look at insurance. How many farmers are doing insurance in Africa? These are ways to stop you from having 100% losses. How many of us are doing? Even our personal life and many other things, we don't do it. So agriculture is not risky. So my answer to your question is this: if you are coming into agriculture, you have to settle down. When you settle down, study the value chain. When you have studied the value chain, you will see all the risks. Okay, this poultry farm I want to go into, what are the likelihood I will lose my capital? Okay, this processing I'm going into, this rice farming I'm going into, this storage business I'm going into. Study all the bad angles. In business, we have what is called SWOT analysis. Now, many times, if you give, you're not even supposed to be the one to do the SWOT analysis by yourself. Give an expert to check it for you. And when you see all the threats, all the likelihood of losing money, and you see that you don't have solution to them, you leave the business alone. But when you see that you have solutions to them, or you can tackle them to a level, then you invest your money into it. From there, you see that agriculture is not that risky the way you're hearing. Many beginners rush to give our sector the bad name. That is why I'm saying, when I lost, I sat down, did a careful analysis of myself, and I saw that, oh, billionaire farmer, the fault is your fault. It's not because of agriculture. There are companies in agriculture that are making billions. There are companies in agriculture that are making billions. We have a company in the US that supply food. The company, they regulate the whole grains market in the world. They generated over 160 billion US dollars last year. So if that company, remember what I said from the beginning, that agriculture is a global business. So if that company could generate over 160 something billion US dollars, there was stop billionaire farmer to generate the same money, because we're in the sense, we're operating in the same market. I can also export. So why is those people not facing those kind of risks? Because they have the knowledge. So they go in areas that they can tackle. The areas they cannot tackle, they don't invest their money into it. So before you go into agriculture, do your SWOT analysis. Every area in agriculture is profitable. The profitability or otherwise of that area that you're investing into depend on your knowledge, not the sector, not the area. Nobody should tell you poultry farming is more profitable than fish farming. That person is speaking out of ignorance. No. I have my friends that when we meet, we debate. TK Enterprise is into fish farming. He will tell me, billionaire farmer, if they give you 10 million and you invest in poultry, and they give me 10 million and I invest in fish farming, I will make more money than you. Me too, I will argue, I will make more money than you. What is the difference? Knowledge. Knowledge. So don't jump into agriculture thinking you will make money. And then when you don't make money due to your lack of knowledge, you will not classify everything and say agriculture is a bad sector, it's too risky. Yes, it's risky, but SWOT analysis will help you to see the risks. And if you cannot manage, you stay off. If you can manage, you go into it, because there is no business that is free from risks.
I love that. I love that last line. I mean, you said it a couple of times. There is no business that is risk free. I always tell people this. You know, some people want to make multi-millions, millions of naira, but they don't want to take any risk. What
Yeah.
will separate you from another person that will make money in that same risky business is first knowledge. You should get
Yeah.
solid knowledge about that sector. And there's something
Yeah.
I love about this the Igbo tribe, right? This is the apprenticeship scheme they do. You know, a
Mm.
young guy would go and serve for 7 years. I mean, even the Bible recorded it.
Yeah.
Jacob served Laban for about 7 years. Do you know what it means to serve someone for 7 years? You will see the
14
highs,
years.
you will see the mid. It was 14 years, sef. Oh,
14
because
years.
he had to do it again so I can get Rachel. Do you know what it
Yeah.
means? That you see the highs, you see the lows, you see the mid. There's almost nothing you will not understand about that business. So many
Mm-hmm.
of us go into starting a business without having that knowledge, and then we lose and start crying foul later that the business was bad for us. Then SWOT analysis. Billionaire Farmer has said that you don't have to do the SWOT analysis yourself. Many
You
of
don't
us in
have to.
Africa don't like to pay for consultation. Go and pay an expert. See, I was reading this book by Otedola, Making It Big. He
Yeah,
spent billions of naira just
the
to
book
get
is there.
consultants to come and evaluate. I have my own, I'll show you. Many people have come to my house, so I'll give them this book. This is one book that I can never bring anybody. you know, just to do an evaluation for
Yeah,
a business you wanted to buy, he spent billions of naira. Some people say it
dollars.
was a waste. No, that consultancy will save him years of trial and error. That's what some of us need to do. Be ready to pay an expert because no business is free. So that was a very profound response from Tsekohol. Don't be scared of risk. Find a way to mitigate the risk. So
Yeah.
now, talking about not having to touch the soil, right? That there are several opportunities that are out there for us to make money without touching the soil. Can you tell us some of these opportunities? I know at the beginning you tried to hint on them, but maybe you can go a bit deeper into 2 or 3 ways that we can make money via agriculture without having to touch the soil.
Okay, thank you so much. So
Yeah, so
now,
before I continue, I need to, would I say, honor Samson Ogbole. That I don't know if he's still here. Samson Ogbole
yeah,
is one of those I would say amazing minds when it comes to agriculture in Nigeria. He has featured on CNN, on
Africa.
BBC, in Africa. Sorry, not Nigeria. He has recognized by even Obasanjo himself. So you can see that he's here to learn. A billionaire is here to learn. So guys, don't joke with this session.
You know that he was streaming a few hours ago. So I was there. He told me, Billionaire Farmer, I'm coming to your live stream. It's an honor to have me here. Yeah.
All right, so go ahead. I hope you haven't forgotten the question.
Okay, yeah. So the question is this: what are the other areas you can make money from agriculture without touching the soil? So for some of us who joined when we started, I say touching the soil simply means not doing primary production. So someone who is cultivating cassava is touching the soil. Someone who is rearing chicken is touching the soil. Someone who is keeping goat is touching the soil. Someone who is doing fish farming is touching the soil. So now, is touching the soil bad? This is the first thing I want to clarify. Is touching the soil bad? No. Remember what I said. I said before you invest, you have to do what is called SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis will help you to see your strength and your weakness. So your weakness is that primary production requires big capital and it also requires patience. You will have to wait for a good number of years for you to start generating profit. For example, when I invested in a rice processing machine, the factory that we constructed, the land that we bought, there was no way I could make that profit back in 1 year. The machine alone cost millions. The land I bought cost millions. The installation cost millions. The staff that will be running the factory cost millions. So there was no way I could start making profit in year 1. So if you're coming into agriculture, you check. If I'm going to touch the soil, it means I will have to wait for nothing less than 3 to 5 years for my company or my farm to start making what is called net profit. Do I have the patience? The capital I have, does it warrant that I keep it that long? Okay, no. This capital, I need to do quick turnover with it. Number one, it's not my money. My uncle or my auntie gave me the money. So, and he told me to start paying back the money after 1 year. You can't go and be doing primary production with that kind of funding. And also, the best way for you to invest based on that kind of careful analysis, the first one you can do is trading of agro commodities. My mentor, Farmer Samson Ogbole, is here watching us. He will always say this: you don't make money by owning a farm. You make money by selling farm produce. Let me repeat that again. You don't make money by owning a farm. You make money by selling farm produce. What that means is that if, for example, you want to start making net profit from the first day you're going into agriculture, you can make that with trading of agro commodities. What are agro commodities? Those products or produce that primary producers have made available for you. For example, you can use your 500,000 right now as I'm making this video, buy rice here in Kano State, move this rice to Lagos, and as it's landing Lagos, you're making net profit. Let's say 48 hours from Kano to Lagos, you make profit direct. That is what we call trading of agro commodities. So many times, my mentor will always say this, and I always say it too, that this is the best entrance for beginners. Start with trading. We are not telling you that primary production is bad, but we are telling you that trading of agro commodities is the best entrance for you. You can make profit from day one. From within 1 hour, you make profit. So let me just give you this example. I was sitting here on my desk throughout this morning. I didn't go out today. So someone called me from my YouTube channel that, oh, Billionaire Farmer, I saw your video that you made in 2020. Are you still selling the honey? I want to buy 5 keg. I said, of course, I still have honey. So we discussed price. She sent the money to my account, and I checked. Right there, I've made my net profit. I am not the one who have the bean farm. No, that is not my business. I don't have the expertise. I don't have the resources. I don't have the patience. I don't have the time to go and start a bean farm. So what I did was that I called someone who owned a bean farm. I said, bro, arrange 5 keg of honey. You'll be sending to my client in Abuja first thing tomorrow morning. In Utako, he will pick it from there. Send me your account. Let me send you your money. I pick my share. Can you see that I did not touch the soil? I did not go to the bush to harvest the bean, or let me say the honey. I did not follow him to the bush to do that. What that means is that you watching me right here in Lagos, in Abuja, anywhere you're watching from UK, London, you can also do this very thing I'm doing. You can do this same thing. So trading is one aspect that you can make money from agriculture without touching the soil, and is the best for beginners. No matter the volume of capital you have, because guess what? Remember what I just said, that my mentor always said this, that you don't make money by owning a farm, you make money by selling farm produce. So if, for example, you build a 10,000 capacity layer farm, what is the goal? The goal is that you want to make profit, right? Now, why not start buying eggs from large commercial scale layer producing farm and selling those eggs? Because you need to understand market. What is the customer's preference? You have to understand market. What is the market size? These are things that SWOT analysis help you to get. What is the market size for eggs in Nigeria? Don't come into agriculture and be saying everybody eats food. So if I produce, everybody will eat. No, man. You cannot serve everybody. Everybody eats food. But do you have the logistic to move your 10,000 crates of egg from Akwa Ibom and supply to me in Kano State? Do you have the logistic? How much will it cost you to do that? What will be your net profit at the end of the day? So when you understand these things, you will know that, look, the best thing is, let me understand the market very well. Don't read all those things online that bloggers do, that if we invest 1 million, you get 10 billion naira the next day. You will cry blood. It doesn't happen like that. Yes, human beings need food. Yes, we are importing food. But you, watching me right now, will you be able to serve 240 million Nigerians with your product? People will tell you, and if I make like 1%, you will not make anything 1%, brother. So focus on what is easy, which is trading of agro commodities. The second way you can make money from agriculture without touching the soil is storage of agro commodities. Now, what is storage? Storage simply means you look out for commodities, because agriculture in Africa is done seasonal. Very sad, but that is the reality we have in agriculture. It's done seasonal. What that means is that someone who is producing tomato, by now he's not in business again, because we're in dry season. So he will plant tomato and be waiting for God to rain, so that the tomato will grow, so that he will sell and make money. That is what we do in Nigeria. So once it's dry season, bulk of the commodities we have are off. I remember my mentor always say this thing, that hunger is not seasonal. So food production should not be seasonal. Hunger is not seasonal. So food production should not be seasonal. This is what Farmer Stanley Ogbole always say. He's watching us right now. And that is the reason why he went into a kind of farming that will make sure food is available all year round, which is greenhouse farming. Because I don't want to go there now, but what I'm trying to say is that storage means, because it's seasonal, you can buy rice now and keep. And by few months, when farmers are off, you will sell and make profit. So that is another way. That one, even if you have a job you're doing, you're busy, you have another business you're doing, you can do it. All you need to do is just buy commodities when farmers are harvesting it, keep it, and resell later. That is another way. The third way you can make money from agriculture without touching the soil is by processing, what we call value addition. Now, what is value addition? Value addition simply means buying the raw state of farm produce and processing it to maybe semi-finished product or complete product. For example, we are harvesting ginger right now. So you can buy ginger from farmers and grind it to ginger powder. You have changed that ginger from just being the raw seed into powder form, where you can now package in neat bottles and resell and make high profit, way more than the farmer who just produced the ginger without adding value to it. So this is another way you can make money without touching the soil. And these are areas in which we always advise beginners to start with. As a beginner, you can invest in value addition. Either you're processing, maybe you're buying cassava from farmers, you're processing to garri, or you're buying snails from farmers and processing the snails to dry snail. You make way profit. So you don't have to be the one who is producing the snail yourself. That one is touching the soil. Remember, we were saying, leave the soil for people who have, number one, the expertise, number two, who have the time, number three, who understand season very well. You don't. But you just want to make quick money. And we are saying, yes, it's possible to make quick money. I used to listen to John Obidi so much, and John Obidi always made mention, he always said this, that life is too short to grow organically. So what that means is that there is a way you can boost your growth in life, any area at all, be it music, be it real estate. No, there is no sector that we don't have cheat code in which you can come today and pass people who have been doing it for many years. Knowledge is one of the cheat code, and that is what I'm sharing with you today. So there are many other ways, but let me just add one other way. Another way you can make money without touching the soil from agriculture is by selling farm inputs. What that means is that you can sell seed. For example, our boss here, Farmer Samson Ogbole, is into greenhouse business. So he does tomato, does pepper, does cucumber, does so many vegetables. Me, from the other end, I love agriculture, but I don't have the expertise to set up greenhouse, manage greenhouse. I don't have the time. So I will meet Farmer Samson and say, okay, I will supply the seed you'll be using to plant. Remember, Farmer Samson is not producing seed, so he needs seeds. So that seed is called input in agriculture. So you can sell that input to other farmers and make big money for yourself. And that is a very potent way to make money. In fact, if you do your check, some of the richest agricultural companies we have in the world are selling inputs. They are not the one touching the soil. They are not the one doing the processing. They are not the one doing the trading. They are selling seed. Just like they are selling shovel to us. Or you go and, like now, they can own a hatching, or let me say a hatchery business. So they hatch day-old chicks. Me, who is into primary production, I'll go and buy the day-old chicks. I'll go and suffer with it and do what I want to do with it. So they are selling input. So sales of input is another way you can make money from agriculture as a beginner without touching the soil. And you make millions and millions and millions of naira.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, guys, you've heard it. First one is trading. Do you know that one of the key areas that we have a lot of people that call themselves as businessmen and women in Nigeria is trading? We
Yeah.
trade a lot in Nigeria, and you see, the Igbos have found out that that is one of the easiest, or would I say, lower risk kind of business. They go to China, they buy some products, right? They bring it to Nigeria and they sell it. Do you know that there are people that go to Kanu every day? They buy produce in Kanu, they take it to their own states to sell, sometimes 2x the price. But this is
Yeah.
something that many people do not know. And you see, Iseko has put it there, number one on the list. I've bought yam, I've bought rice from him a couple of times. Shipped it right from Benue down to Lagos in 48
Yeah.
hours. How did I get to know that this was possible? I just met him talking about it on Facebook. So, guys, it is very possible to do this thing. So this is not just theory. But Mr. Cole, I want you to make this thing a bit more practical. Say I have 500,000 naira now. Out of these
Yeah.
four areas, you've talked about how we can, go into making money via agribusiness. 500,000 for a start, right? Which area
Yeah.
would you choose? Right? If you're just starting out, for example, which area would you choose, and would I say why, or how would you go about it? I know this is something that you normally share in your masterclass, your private six figures coaching class, but just for the benefit of those of us that are here tonight, just give us some insights. Thank you.
Okay, so now, one thing with business is capital, that is money, is always the last part of business. Capital, money. Let me say, jot this down. Capital, they put money in bracket, is the last aspect or the last thing to consider as a business person. Why do I say so? With 500,000, I will have to look for who you are to advise you. Because someone who has 500,000, I can advise 500,000 holders differently based on who they are, based on their goal. For someone like my host here, the money lesson boss here, if he tells me, billionaire farmer, I have 500,000, what is your advice for me based on the 4 businesses you just explained here? What do you think I should do with the 500,000? I will tell him, money lesson oga, go and do storage with your money. Why am I telling money lesson oga to do storage with his 500,000? Because I know who he is and I know what he does. He will not be able to do buying and selling. Why am I saying so? Because buying and selling sometimes require you as a person moving from one place to another, and he does not have that time. I know. But I know he can do storage. I can send in yam and say, oga, put this yam in your room. Wait for by March, April, the price of yam will increase. Then you will start and make money. He will make money from that. And why I also advise him to do storage because I know he have another source of income. He's not depending on this money alone to feed. He's just looking for other ways he can make money. Do you get? So I will not advise. So if you are a student, or let me say, if you're someone who doesn't have any other business, you don't have a job, and you are able to save 500,000, I will advise you go for quick turnover, which is buy now, sell now, and make your money. Remember, you don't have a job that you're doing. Remember, you don't have a business that you're doing. Maybe you had a job, but you were able to save 500,000 and you want to leave the job. I will not tell you go and do storage. Hunger will kill you inside room. But I will tell you, with this your 500,000, come to Kano State here. Come and buy beans. Beans is 90,000, 60,000 naira here. They are selling beans in Port Harcourt, 150, 160. Come and buy beans here. Take it to Port Harcourt. This one bag, if you sell it today, you make nothing less than 10K, 20K, pure net profit per bag. You can come back to Kano the next week and do it again and do it again because you don't have any other business you're doing. So 500,000, whether to invest it in trading or storage or sales or farm inputs or processing, is depending on the holder. Just like we always say, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. The holder of that 500,000 is the most important thing, not the 500,000 itself. The 500,000 given to me, billionaire farmer, with the volume of knowledge, experience I have in this industry, I can turn it to 300 million in a short possible time because of the knowledge I have. Give it to another person, market will swallow the 500K. But by and large, my advice is this: for people who already have other source of income, when you are looking at for these 4 areas, storage is best for you. Storage of agro commodities is best for you. But for someone who is willing to go full time, give attention to it, you don't have any other business you want to do, then you can go into trading because time is very important. You can't be divided when you are a trader and you make money. It's impossible. So that is that. I don't know if I've answered the question.
Thank you. I love the fact that you did not just give a very straight answer. You have said that the holder of the 5,000 naira is the most important thing. And that's the truth. Because whilst we were talking, I'm just imagining myself that I would leave what I'm doing here in Lagos and I start running to Kano to go and see how I can turn 500,000 to 20 million. Even if that's possible, because of what I'm doing right here in Lagos, I won't have the time. Right? So time constraints, and then what I'm going to sacrifice as well. For some of us, the level we are in right now, we don't have so much to lose or sacrifice. We can just wake up and say we're going to Kano. Nobody's going to ask us any question. Your wife is not going to stop you. Your child is not going to cry after you. Right? You can go to Kano and sleep under the bridge there for 1 week and you'll be fine. So if you're a student, you can take that risk of going into the trading business. And one thing I've come to understand from what you have said so far, agro trading business requires concentration. It's not something you want to do part-time, right? So if you already have a business already and you're just starting out, red flag, because you need concentration. You need to give it your best. Right. So for those of us that are already making money, go ahead.
Because it's a business that works with information, market information. So sharp, the price have moved from here today, you sell out. So if you're not there, you will lose because sometimes it's like trading cryptocurrency. If you sleep, the chart will go green in 1 hour. It will go red and clear everything. So it's similar. Remember, we say it's trading. So it's time. If it's buy and hold, that one, you can keep it and be doing your job. And when you want to sell, you sell.
Okay, thank you, guys. So you can ask questions. Put your questions down in the chat box. I saw a comment from somebody that joined earlier. I don't know if it's still here. He talked about how He had just was doing research on cassava, and then found your page. Okay, so recently I was making research on cassava farm and I
Okay.
came across your video. I did not check the name but recognized the face talking about business in agriculture. So, Millionaire Farmer, you're one of those renowned faces, in Nigerian agriculture. So once people see your face, they know that it's agric you're talking about. So that's beautiful. So if you were to start all over again, right? Say, Millionaire Farmer, you have this 10 years of knowledge, you have network, right? You have people that you can easily reach out to. I remember you saying that somebody sent you a message, wanted to buy honey. I just knew the right person to call, right? To connect, to get the honey and deliver to your clients. If you were to start again,
Mm.
I know you started again based on what happened to you. You lost a lot of money, right? If you were to start again, say you don't have money, you don't have 500,000, right? Let's say you have 100,000, or maybe you don't have any money. How would you start? What would you do that
Mm.
would, in the next 6 months, you can start making maybe around 200,000 per month?
Okay, so just like many people, I used to hear people say this a lot, that if I'm to restart back again, this is what I'll do. This is what I'll do. See, one of the most difficult thing in this life is restarting back again from losses, because failure does not only affect your bank account balance, it affects your mind. When my business failed, bro, it took me 3 years. I don't know that you can see this, 3 solid years for me to start thinking correctly again. 3 years. So within those 3 years, my head was blank. I was not reasoning again. I didn't know anything concerning business again. So if I'm restarting back as I've done, what am I doing? So when I lost, after the 3 years, I came out and said, look, I can't remain like this. So the first thing I have to do is to accept my new reality. So my current state is that I've lost everything. I don't have anything. Yes, I was one time a billionaire farmer. I have a lot of billions in my account, but now I don't have. Do you get? I have a lot of assets that time. Yes, but now I don't have. I had a lot of people who were coming to me, telling me a lot of respect. You know how we do in Africa. But right now, I don't have. So what am I going to do? So why I say that is because it's beyond you having money to restart. Your mindset has to, you need a total, let me say, transformation. That was what happened to me. I told myself, bro, you have failed, you have failed. Accept that you have failed. Now, when you accept that you fail, people will call you failure, people will insult you. Accept. You have done mistake, accept the mistake. People will call you fraudster, accept it. They will insult you, accept. You have nothing to say because all they are saying is that there's element of truth inside. Say you are failed, you are failed. So when I accept with that, I say, okay, so what can I do to start making me money back again? Because I have bills to pay. I have wife, I have kids, I have bills to pay. You can't live life by begging. And there is no job. I can't apply for a job. In fact, let me just share this thing. During those 3 years, there was a day I woke up. I told my wife I want to go for bricklayer job because there was a bricklaying company close to my house. So I told her that I want to go there. She laughed. She said, if you go there, you will not come back alive. I said, what? He said, depress your life. You feel embarrassed, you kill yourself because at the end of the day, you will do the whole job and you will not come back with. So we just laugh, and I did not. But what I'm trying to say here is this. I knew that the only way I can get out of financial struggle was to sell. The only way to get out of financial struggle is to sell. Nothing more than that, nothing less than that. If you cannot sell, you will struggle financially. So when I made up my mind that I need to start selling, you financial lesson oga here, You were among the first people that bought product for me when I was restarting. I made that post on my WhatsApp status and Facebook. You reach out to me. I think you bought yarn close to 50,000, if I'm not mistaken. And when you bought that yarn, I made small money from it. I was not the holder of the yarn. One of my sister was in Makodi with the yarn. So I just collected pictures from her, made the post, and you bought it, and I made small money from it. That within that week, I made close to 400K. Now, for someone who have lost money, lost everything, that 400,000 was like 400 million to me. I made that money in less than 1 month. I think it was within a week. I said, oh, so I can actually make 400,000 again in my lifetime. So I knew that, bro, I have to go down. I started posting more, pushing out more, reaching out to people where I was staying, telling them that I have yarn. That was how I restarted back again, and that is what I'm doing till today. Because I knew I love primary production, because I love having a big factory. I love factories. If you check on my YouTube, what videos I watch much are factories. I love it, just like our man Aliko Dangote love factories. That is me. But I knew that currently I don't have money to go building a factory, but I have money to trade. Because trading, many times I don't have to buy the commodities and stock them in my house. I just have to look for buyers. So if I can get buyers, the buyer will deliver and I will earn a commission. So commission is the best way, or let me say, what helped me to restart in agriculture again. I had no means to restart again. But when I saw that, okay, I can do commission based, that was how I restarted. So restarting back, started making money again, started seeing myself touch 1 million again, was by selling. So when I started selling, many people look at it and say, I will not buy from you. I heard that your business failed. Oh, I will not buy from you. Some people were like that, they never, but some people bought, and today we thank God for life.
Thank you, billionaire farmer, for that true life experience. So you see, guys, you talked about selling. That selling is one easy way to get out of poverty. And one of the reasons why I'm hosting these sessions on Finance O'Clock this year is because I want us to get away from poverty. We've talked about in our community that the minimum that you should be earning at the end of the year, by the end of this year, is 150,000 naira. Minimum you'll be earning at the end of the year. Seeing Tsekohol has talked about how he was able to sell farm produce that was not in his custody and made about 400,000 in less than 1 month. How? Connecting buyer to seller. This is
Yeah.
something you can do with any product. Those of us that know Chuvis, my gadgets business that I did for a couple of years, that's how I was without having to go to China. A lot of people think that you need to go to China, buy the product at a very low price, and then no. What you need is the ability to connect a buyer to a seller. One time I made the post on Facebook that if you can know how to connect a buyer to a seller, you can never be poor in Nigeria. And somebody was asking me, how do you connect buyer to seller? Very interesting. Guys, can you still hear me? It looks like the internet, or is it on Denison's side?
No. I can hear
Internet
you.
is
I can
oh,
hear
okay,
you.
okay, good. So even if you don't do agro commodity, you don't do farm produce, go and learn how you can connect buyers to sellers. And thank God for social media, right? The internet is there for us to sell.
Yeah.
The internet is there for us to sell. You can sell anything, but you just need to be patient and learn how to sell. This has been a beautiful session so far, and I think that I fulfilled the goal I had in mind. So I'm going to be taking some questions from the audience. I see some questions. Some of them are not exactly on the topic for today, but I'll grant others. I don't know when next we would have banana farmer here. We still have Samson Obuli here with us. Thank you for being with us at this very point in time. One of the things that I've learned about life is that selling gives you confidence. When you sell and you make money, you now have the confidence to go sell more.
Yeah.
So many of us, the reason why we're scared of selling is because we don't want to hear no. People will tell you no. That's fine. Go and find the people that will tell you yes. So somebody here is saying that what kind of crop would you recommend for storage? So I'm assuming that this guy is a salary earner and then he has some money, he wants to go into storage business. So can you give an insight on what kind of crop to, let's say, farm produce to store and how to go about it?
Okay, so currently, I don't know, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so currently, we are not in harvest season. So just like I say, agriculture is done in Nigeria seasonal. Even though my boss, from Asansi, say it is a crime to be doing agriculture seasonal when hunger is not seasonal. So currently, we are not in harvest season for almost all farm produce. So what I would recommend for you to do storage now is palm oil, because we are in the season of palm oil harvesting. This is when a lot of farmers are harvesting their palm oil. But then there is one thing about storage. Before you store, you first have to identify the market, because the storage you want to, the goods you want to put in your warehouse, who is going to buy from you when you want to sell. Then when you know the who, you will understand their preference, their quality. How do they want the palm? Because just like I mentioned palm oil has quality. There are different kinds of palm oil. We have grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. So if you want to do storage of palm oil, you will first have to know who you're selling to. Then when you know who you're selling to, you will know the grade to buy, because the prices are also not the same. So you can do palm oil currently, and also you can do ginger. Ginger is ginger is an export commodity. So when I don't tell people to do ginger storage, because when you do ginger storage, you will need to have an export market for it. So anything at all, if you want to do storage, first look at the market, because except you're doing it small scale, maybe you're buying maybe 5 keg of palm oil to keep. Those 4 keg can just hold there and give that woman beside your street. But if you're doing large volume of storage, you need good off takers first. So 2 commodities I would recommend for now. You can try ginger storage, that is dry ginger. Then you can try palm oil. So palm oil is towards maybe any of this month and next.
Okay. So for this palm oil now, is there a period to buy and how long do you have to store it before you can now start thinking of selling? Or can you share some more lights in that regards?
Okay, so now, just like I've said, storage business, there are many things to consider. That is why it's not even advisable to just rush into it. For example, now, I always tell people ask me to, if I store now, when can I sell? No, there is no timing to when you can sell. You sell when you're in profit. So the only thing is that as you're entering the market, you need to have your target margin. So take for example, a keg of palm oil is 40,000 naira right now. So if I were in your shoes and I buy 1 keg for 40,000, and by next week of this same month, the price move to 50K, I will say I collect my 10K. Can you see it now? So there is no need of
Sharp,
saying
sharp.
wait for 4 months, wait for 5. It's not. There is no timing. Timing is not the time for you to wait. Is not something that it's only beginners that discuss that one. Experts know that once I hit my margin, I'll come up from the market, so that I will leave other
Take
people. They will be
profits.
waiting. Then they will not. It will crash on them. So when you're going into storage, have a profit margin that you're looking out for. Don't be greedy. Once you hit the market, Even if it's after 24 hours, sell it and get out because it might not always remain at that level.
Beautiful, beautiful. This just reminds me of the crypto market. We always talk about take profits. Take
Take
the
profit.
profit you're seeing because you can never know what's going to happen next. So that you
Yeah,
don't become a holder of shit coins, especially. Palm oil has a duration for how long you can store it. So if the
yeah,
price
yeah.
goes up and you don't sell, if it comes down, you have no choice to sell, otherwise it's going
Mm,
to go back. So talking
yeah.
about palm oil, before I go into other questions, there's somebody that's asking, as a beginner, how do you identify quality palm oil? I expect I don't know what he expects you to say, but I think I know what you want to say. But say it yourself. you know.
Okay, no, no. When it comes to the issue of identifying quality palm oil, the topic is very dicey because there are many things that people add to palm oil that using surface eye, you won't even know it has been tampered with until that palm oil is taken to the lab before they will now tell you, oh, this see, bro, there's we call this food corruption in Nigeria. We do it a lot. So my answer to that question, short answer, because that one alone is a book on its own. So, but my short answer to that is that first know the person you want to sell the oil to. So when you know, many times in that market, the sellers, when you ask them for grade, they will give you the best quality. Because once you go to the market, maybe you're meeting a vendor and you ask the person, oh my God,
Nigeria
what is
has
this?
happened. Oh, forgive you, Nigeria.
Okay, so I think light just came back and my security person switched off my generator. Okay, that's
Okay.
fine. Okay, so like I was saying, yeah, you will have to look for a reliable person, and then you don't come to person like you are mature. Let the person know that you already know the market. So ask the person the different quality that he has. Many times they will tell you the truth, but it's not easy to identify palm oil with normal eye. It's not easy because some people will tell you, oh, if the color is this, it means that it's good one. You will still check and the color does not even still help you. Other people will say, hey, put it in the keg and it's settled, you will still check all those ones. It's still not the. So when it comes, like now, I deal on honey. So many times people will tell you, oh, my honey is undiluted. Now, until you take it to the lab. But for someone like me, because I know honey very well, if I hold honey in the bottle and I turn it this way, I can know whether it's diluted or not. So palm oil is not my expertise. I have people that their own job is palm oil. So maybe they too they can know.
All right. Thank you for that. Thank you for the honesty. So he has told you that first you need to find a trustworthy seller that will actually keep to his word. When he says that this is the quality, that means that
Mm,
is the quality. And
mm.
then other ways, maybe you can find a palm oil expert that would share with you the nitty gritty on how you can identify the high quality one, the different grades out there.
Yeah.
One question here for you. This is somebody that's owned from your states.
Okay.
Um, he said he just started the yam supply business, or maybe just giving an example. You want to start yam supply business with zero capital and have no other job, and it's also new to social media. How can you scale to stable and large scale buyers? So let me rephrase this question to make it, you know, um, profitable to everybody
Time.
on the. So this guy, let me rephrase this question so that you can answer it directly. So
Okay.
this guy is new to this agro trading business and is doing yam, and is also new to social media. So he's asking, how can he get more customers?
Okay. So trading of agro commodities and looking at more customers. Remember what I said. I made mention of market size. Before you choose a product that you want to focus on, you have to look for the market size of that commodity. Now, who are the bulk buyers of yam in Nigeria that are buying in commercial quantity? That is one thing you have to consider. Most likely, many people who are buying yam in Nigeria are people like you and I. They will buy 5 tubers, 10 tubers. You get? They will just buy 50 tubers, maybe share. So there is a way you can scale yam business if your market is only Nigeria. Now, for you to get more customers or more clients and scale that business, it will take time because yam is a perishable product. What that means is that for people to accept with you and do that yam business with you, you have to stay in yam business for a long time. Battle with, oh, this one got bad. It's not my fault. Oh, it's this one. It's this one. You speak a lot of English. So scaling yam as a product, let me be honest with you, it will take a lot of time, especially within the Nigerian market. If like someone like me from Benue State, so before 2019, I had a shop in VI in Lagos. So what I was doing that time is that I'll buy yam from Benue State and move it to Lagos and resell. So when I moved the first batch, I noticed that sales were very slow, and we're having feedback of, oh, oga 2 yam don get rot o and 3 don bad o. I say no, I can't do this one. So what was the next option for me? It was for me to buy yam in large quantity and supply to bulk buyers within Lagos and come back. So that was the only way for me to scale yam business. Because if I was looking at selling to final consumers, you cannot scale that way. Final consumers can buy how much? But if you want to scale it, then your target is that you're acting as the last level middleman. You're buying directly from Benue farmers at a cheaper rate. When you take it to Lagos, you hand over to the people in Lagos who are reselling to final consumers and come back. That way, you can scale the business. But if you want to be selling to one person, if I buy 5 tubers of yam from you today, me and my wife alone, maybe it will take us like 1 week or 2 weeks before we finish it. Poverty will kill you in the house now. So that is that.
Thanks for that very practical response. So I would add to this because this guy actually doesn't have a job and he also doesn't have so much capital. So what I think you can do is, try to build your social capital with the little followers you have. Start talking to them on how they can buy something else. It might not be yam, something else that is more easier to move about, because yam, you can ship yam to Lagos. Out of 10 tubers, maybe 2 or 3 will go bad.
Okay, let me
And
let me let me let me add this. Let me add this. So when it comes to scaling in commodities business, it's only when you're doing B2B. I think this is a summary of all the grammar that I just spoke now. If you want to scale, it's B2B. Individuals, there is so much they can buy. Take for example now, in 2024, I started supplying cassava to Chinese companies. So when I went to the company, I saw that these guys, even if you bring 1,000 truck, they will buy and pay you cash. Now, if you're selling cassava to someone who is buying to process garri, that person will not be able to buy that volume. So scaling in commodities business is easy and possible when you're doing B2B. That was why I gave you an example and say you're coming from Benue State as a business owner, coming to supply to people who are also business owners in Lagos. They want to do smaller distribution, 1,000, 10 tubers, 50 tubers to people. So B2B is the only way to scale commodities trading business. And for you to scale, you need a lot of capital. So a beginner will not be able to do that kind of sales. For example, now, For me to supply 1 truck of cassava now to Chinese company, I need 4.5 million minimum. So a beginner most likely will not have 4.5 million. So a beginner most likely can supply one pickup, but the Chinese company will not buy one pickup. They will not attend to you. So they want you to bring 35 tons above. So scaling demands that you have big capital and you're doing B2B. So as a beginner, you can start building your market, building your credibility, building your knowledge in the industry by selling to final consumers. Don't be looking at so much profit, even if you're not making profit. The name that, yes, this guy is selling yam now in Benue State, he's doing good. One day, a company, maybe a restaurant in UK, can reach out to you through social media and say, be supplying to us. That will be when you start shipping 1 container load, 3 container load. By that time, you have scaled. So scaling is a possibility for you. But continue doing what you're doing.
Okay, thank you, thank you. So it's fine you are doing it at a small scale right now. Continue up to the point where you have capital and then you can scale up. So somebody's asking here, I don't know if you have experience with cocoa. It says that whenever he harvests, he sells to people who then export it to sell to those who export. He's now asking how does he scale up?
Okay,
I don't know if this is a
this
bit
is this
confusing.
is this is the same thing. Can I go ahead?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so this is the same thing I just said. You will not be able to export that cocoa because your whole cocoa farm will not be able to load, let's say, 40 feet container. So there is no company abroad that will say, give us 1 ton of cocoa. No. So those buyers that buy from you to go and resell, they have large capital. So with that large capital, they source from different farmers to supply, to meet up their, let me say, the market they have. For example, now I was watching one video on YouTube. So one guy that is into exportation, he said when he started, he wrote to so many companies begging them that he want to supply them cocoa. So one company reached out to him and they told him, what is the capacity that you have? When he told them, the brand manager looked at him and laughed and said, Kai, you have the Z, but we can't do business with you. Why? Because if, for example, we cancel the deal that we have with other big brands and say be supplying to us, you frustrate us. We have companies that we have given them the responsibility to supply us all year round. They have signed that will never stop supplying you, no matter the quantity you need. So those companies are the ones that go to villages, they go to different countries. So your cocoa that you're doing in your farm, you will not be able to supply, you will not be able to export it. It's not much. Maybe highest you're able to harvest 10 tons. 10 tons cannot do anything for any company. Most of these companies, they are not looking for one-off supply. They need somebody that can be consistent. So if you want to go into trading full time, then you come for trading full time, we'll do training for you. Training is 1 million.
Billionaire farmer. Okay, so I think I have one more question I'm going to take, or maybe two. Someone here is asking, our cassava is wasting in Nigeria, and what can we do apart from Gary? What else can we do with cassava? I think you're talking about Chinese companies that buy cassava, right? What else
Yeah,
can you say about cassava? What other benefits can we get from cassava?
thank you for the question. I've made over I've made 28 videos on cassava farming alone. 28 videos. They are on my channel.
Oh yeah,
So
go and watch.
why? One of the reasons why I made the videos was because I saw that Nigeria were the largest producers of cassava in the world.
Wow.
We are supplying 60% of the total cassava demand in the world. What that means is that God just bless us with cassava. Because our farmers are still using cutlass, hoe, no fertilizer, and we are topping the chart. It therefore means that our soil, see, I was shocked when I discovered that cassava does well in Bauchi State. Bauchi, where is in northern Nigeria. I was thinking cassava does only in down south and cassava in Bauchi, they have it in large volume. So what I'm trying to say here is this. I took our time and made a lot of videos, spoke about cassava, and the truth of the matter is this: we are not adding value. All the cassava that we export in Africa goes raw. Nigeria is earning 0.0 naira when it comes to value addition of cassava, 0.0. So we produce all our cassava and we sell as cassava chips or raw cassava to companies that buy, take it abroad and process to the indomie that we love so much, process to cassava flour, process to cassava starch, process to ethanol, process to sabitor, so many byproducts, and send it back to Africa. So if you look at some of the other products that we can get from cassava that are not garri, I will mention one: cassava flour. Cassava flour is said to be one of the most healthiest flour in the world. It's more healthy than the wheat that we love. It's more healthy than any other flour that you can do a simple search, you will see. But guess what? Nigeria is not any 1 naira from that cassava flour market. We are not processing it. Why? Because processing of some of these products demands a lot of capital and a lot of patience. Remember when I started our conversation, I said primary processing or primary production many times requires a lot of capital. So what the Chinese people noticed was that, why are we stressing ourselves buying raw cassava from Nigeria, moving it to China to process? Why not set up the factory here? They came to Benue State, they bought land, thousands of hectares here in Benue State. They brought the machines, and you know, then they have money. Bro, if you see the company, you know they invested billions. Since the company was set up in 2020, I think 2023 till today, they have not off it once. They are processing 24 hours. Now, that volume of capital, many people don't have. So we still depend on them. I was speaking with them yesterday. We are supplying cassava to them at 280 per ton. They send me message that now it's 205 naira. Why? Because the thing is in excess. So that person that is saying he have excess, what can he do with it? Me too, I have 15 hectares of cassava. I don't know what to do with it. so it's everywhere. So what is there is that we need players, we need people who have money to invest in value addition, in processing of cassava. The market is there, the money is there, the raw material is there, but many people are not investing in it yet. The Chinese people are the one. We have up to, that me I know, we have 5 Chinese companies in Nigeria right now on cassava alone. So if you are saying you're looking for what to do with cassava, apart from garri, it's only garri that is cheap. Because garri processing, you can use like 4 million, set up a standard factory without 4 million naira. But if you want to be doing cassava starch, bro, it's hundreds of millions that you need. One ton of cassava starch, 1 ton of cassava starch. The last time I checked, it was around 2,500 US dollars. But one ton of garri
25,000.
Yeah, so that is that for cassava.
Thank you. So I think that we're going to draw the curtain here. For you that is asking if Tsekohol has foreign buyers for honey, if he has buyers, he will not link you to them now. He will sell to them. So
No, 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 no,
find your own
no.
buyers.
I have buyers for foreign buyers for honey. So if the only thing is that the only way they buy, no be saying organ original get to they go carry and go test. Now their computer go tell them whether to buy or not. So that is the only issue. And sometimes they will be insisting that the honey they give a lot of specification that you will not meet up. That is the issue.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. This has been a very profound class this evening. In fact, the class, not a show. I've learned a lot about business in general. So, guys, if you want to learn more about agro trading or agric in general, follow Billionaire Network on Instagram. We're here now. So it has been a beautiful session. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming here tonight, Seko, Denison. Thank you for all of the value you've shared with us. Guys, you have the opportunity to go back to listen again to some of the points that we shared earlier. You want to watch them again, the videos are available for you till midnight. Thanks everyone for joining and see you next week. Have a
Thank you.
pleasant evening.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. There are lots of other videos that you can learn about personal finance, investing, and how to make more money, how to become a better version of yourself right here on this YouTube channel. Thank you, Samson. Wow, you stayed to the end. Thank you so much, Samson. Was so honored to have you here. Yeah, so Nigerian network happened to me. They kicked me out, but we'll pass them. Bye, guys.